Like my inner child is freaking out.
There's something really therapeutic about this.
Yes. Tell anyone, except everyone that's watching this.
How is your shoulder strength? Because that's actually
She's thick.
I'm a
She's
fitness
thick.
coach.
I'm giving Rachel right the garnish. Oh my. All right,
No,
we're
it's fine.
making stress.
Oh my god.
I mean,
that looks.
get in there. Look at that. Hi everybody, welcome back to Gnome at Home. Today I have two very special guests from Long Island, my people, and they are about to arrive. So I hope you're excited. We're gonna be making a Long Island staple, a real quintessential Long Island dessert. So I guess let's bring them in because I can't wait any longer. Guys? Hi guys.
We're just
Popping
below
in.
you.
Yeah.
Popping in. So if you don't know them, this is Joe and Andrew. They are the hosts of Good Children.
Spirits are high, would you say?
Spirits are high.
Good children. Hey, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Good Children, the podcast where me and Andrew reflect on our 21 years of friendship growing up in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and all of the nostalgia, trauma, and first days of school that go along with it.
It is the best podcast. I watch it on YouTube because it is the best television. Emmy Award winning, okay? I'm telling you.
I mean, I'll take it.
Let's manifest that.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
Yeah.
But incredibly entertaining, all about nostalgia. And that's really what I'm about too in the kitchen. When people say, what type of food do you cook? I say it's an innovative take on classics. It's, taking all the things you know and love that really pull on your heartstrings, but just taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
And I
Right?
feel like you do that excellently
Oh,
as
thank
you
you,
learn.
thank
Like, this is actually a dream come true.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're
The way that
so
you
My inner
have
child.
fed us,
Yeah.
like, you're keeping us
No,
alive.
you fed us for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we
Actually,
ate. Yeah.
2 weeks worth of food that we ate, I would argue, in 72 hours.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
That makes me
So this is
happy.
going to be, again, you're keeping us alive in this moment.
And we could say you're noministas.
Oh,
We are
we're certified
noministas to the core.
They created that term, and I mean, it is just perfect. Noministas.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
And this is your Ina Garden
This
moment.
is, I'm
I don't
saying
know.
like my inner child is freaking out because this is what I've always wanted to
Are
do.
you
And
throwing
throwing up, passing out on the floor,
On the floor.
done dead.
I'm gonna be teaching you how to make chocolate peanut butter crumb cake. Okay, crumb cake is quintessential Long Island. When you go to a deli, a bagel place, wherever, there are big hunks of crumb cake wrapped in plastic
Yeah.
wrap. They've been poked at, squished by everybody that goes by the register, but you're still gonna buy
Together.
it. We are all Long Island peeps here.
Yeah.
I was a Suffolk County girl, actually. Now I'm a Nassau girl. So I like to say I
You're bi-coastal.
yes, I'm
You're bi-coastal.
I'm totally bi-coastal, but you guys are really Nassau,
Yeah.
right? When I watch your podcast, there are just so many things that resonate with me to my core. And I think a lot of that is just because of living on Long Island. There's just a culture that we have, really, and yes, we're all Italian too, which helps, but besides that, I think whether you're Italian or not, there's just something about Long Island. We just all have these commonalities,
Yeah.
and you're praising those, and it's been so fun to watch.
I was gonna say, I do feel like it's really fun to like celebrate Long Island because I do feel like there was a time when I was like, I couldn't wait to like leave it behind.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like doing this, like doing the podcast and then like having conversations like this, I'm like, wait, like it's so much more fun to actually like enjoy the place that you're from and like
celebrate it.
celebrate it and then like get to know people as a result
Right.
of that. And
Yeah.
like, that is sort of making a crumb cake, you
Yeah.
know, like
Crumb.
here we are.
So we are going to start with kind of a chocolate cake base, but it's super moist and there's a secret ingredient in the cake.
Okay.
And it's kind of my signature. I don't know if you've watched enough videos to know
Okay.
what that secret is. I'll give you a guess. What do you think it is? What?
Sour cream.
I'm gonna say sour cream.
You're right!
Yes.
So we have 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter. So So you don't want it melted, you don't want it ice cold. That will affect the baking and the texture. So this is just room temp. It's nice and malleable and soft. We're going to use our hand beaters and we're going to start creaming the butter, so getting it nice and soft and fluffy. I think this is your time.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna pass the torch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And start low. This thing's wild. This was my grandma's.
Oh my God.
I live in my grandparents' house. I lived here for 40 years.
This is the low
it came
setting?
with the, yeah,
Holy
it came
cow.
it's aggressive, but
There's something really therapeutic about this.
all right. So while you're going, I'm going to slowly add the sugar. So Joe, you want to help me?
Absolutely. The butter in my thumb is like. I'm like.
Can we just get a close-up?
No, like you're gonna lick it off, like this can't
You
happen.
should have.
No.
I won't tell anyone, except everyone that's watching this. We're going to gradually add a half a cup of white sugar and a half a cup of dark brown sugar. The dark brown sugar is going to bring a little extra flavor, that kind of caramelization, that really like molassesy flavor, which goes so nice with the chocolate too. So it really kind of amplifies that flavor a little bit more. So go on low speed and we're just going
I'm
to
like
trickle in the sugar.
disassociating from having to do this. I'm like sick. I'm actually shaking about this. No, dude, you got this.
Okay.
You literally got it. Gradually.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's kind of
You can go. I mean, that's a little.
Yeah, that's kind of too slow.
We do want to bake this today, and the dark brown sugar. Now just mix this until it's a little bit lighter and fluffier. It's one kind of cohesive mixture. Someone once actually on one of my videos was like, you can't get a KitchenAid mixer. I was like, honey, I have a 7-quart one. Well, then you can't see what I'm doing.
You're doing, again, you're sticking with nostalgia.
I'm sticking with nostalgia. This is Grandma's hand beater from 1980. So we're going to add the flavoring in next. This is another little tip and trick, chef's tip here. So this is 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Don't you dare bring me that skanky imitation. Don't even.
I won't.
I know.
No, I
It
literally
tastes,
won't.
the aftertaste, it sticks with you in the worst way.
Okay.
You need pure. And also why we're adding it now is when you add your flavoring with the fat, it actually makes the flavor a little bit more pronounced.
Oh.
Brings out the flavor a little
I
bit
wish I
more.
had a notebook for
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you should take
You can revisit this video, thankfully,
you're
later
actually
on.
so great.
Go
All
ahead.
right.
This is his big moment. He told me, Joe told me that
so scared now
he
that I
can crack
said this.
eggs with one hand and he's really good at it. So I'm gonna put you
Can
to
I
the
crack them,
test.
like,
I'm
into
gonna
If
your
I
shirt
see
just in
one
case?
shell,
Can
I
start-
swear to God.
Can I do it here in case? I
Absolutely,
shell it out?
absolutely.
right,
So we
guys.
need 3 large eggs. I also, they're room temp, just so all the ingredients are kind of the same temperature so that things bake evenly in the oven.
You had to feel it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Don't feel my eggs. I don't know you that well.
I did it 3 times.
Oh,
I'm so
shoot.
sorry.
Yeah, I was telling them that my chefs in
No.
culinary school told me to bang it one time to reduce the amount of shells you get. Yeah, it's fine. I'm giving Rachel Red the garnish bowl. Oh my. All right,
No,
we're
it's fine.
making stress. Just do your thing. Oh, this is very good.
Thank you
I
guys.
think you're better than me.
No, stop.
Yeah.
I'm just like you. It's no big deal. Yeah.
So you're going to add one at a time. Low speed.
This low speed is, again, insane.
And that's fine.
Gosh, shit.
And sometimes you need to go with each other, yeah. Like, what's the perfect amount of time to with eggs? I never know.
Stop it now. When you add the eggs, you don't want to overbeat. The more you beat it, it may become fluffier and fluffier and fluffier, and it will change the texture of the whatever you're making. So it's usually you beat the sugar and butter a lot, so that the sugar's starting to kind of dissolve and become lighter and fluffier, and you don't get harsh granules in your cake. But then when you add the eggs, you just want it to be incorporated. You don't want to see any of those white kind of globby membranes going on. It needs to be just a nice cohesive mixture. But here we have to just kind of scrape down the sides to ensure everything is blended nicely. All right, we're ready for the dry ingredients. So we're gonna mix the dry ingredients separately and then kind of mix it in slowly. And that is because you wanna make sure the dry ingredients are blended so that the leavening agent, so that we're using baking powder today, that's blended evenly, and when it goes in, if it's blended more evenly, then you'll have a nice risen cake or whatever you're making. You don't want to have
like a
little bits
pocket.
here, little bits,
Yeah.
you just want it nicely done. So I have 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, Sometimes I use cake flour for certain things, but cakes I want light and fluffy, but for a crumb cake, you want a little bit of the density, moist, a little bit of fluff, but like a little bit more compact.
Yeah.
There's just, again, we're going with nostalgic Long Island crumb cake. Then we've got cocoa powder. This is 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. And you know, cocoa powder is pretty drying, and for a cake, this is only 3/4 of a cup of flour. That's not that much, but cocoa powder is almost like a flour too, and it's got a drying texture and really absorbs a lot of the moisture. So you have to make sure that balance is right, or else you'll have a dry cake.
Yep. If it's dry, I don't want it.
No, never.
Wet only.
A little salt, so half a teaspoon of salt. That's gonna really make those flavors pop. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of baking powder. That's our leavening agent. And it's not that much, again, because we don't want it super fluffy.
Yeah.
We want it still a nice, like, thin cake and a lot of crumbs.
A lot of
We need hefty
Let
crumbs.
the crumbs do the talking.
And then a little secret, another secret.
Oh my God.
So when you have a chocolate dessert, you will often find in my recipes that I just do a little something to bring out the chocolate flavor. You don't necessarily say, wow, there's blank in there, but it's going to really make that chocolate pronounced. And this is something that our god, Ina, does as well. What is it?
Espresso.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So espresso powder, this is instant espresso powder. This is not coffee grind. This is an instant espresso. So if you mix this with water, you could drink it. So this is a half a teaspoon of espresso powder. And we're just going to stir that together. One of your most successful TikTok videos, if not the most successful, maybe, was the one about Kelly Clarkson, I think, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time that you felt America was fully unified?
Oh,
Kelly Clarkson. Right. I have never felt like more of an American. I have never felt like more of an active participant in democracy than voting on American Idol at 6 years old.
yeah. I will never forget the feeling in my bedroom staring at that woman saying, she is having a moment like this. And I want that moment.
Yes, and
Full body
I want those
chills.
highlights.
We grew up on American Idol. It was just something that we've always done, always had parties for it, just channeled song through those people. And Kelly Clarkson was somebody who, for us, like, really changed our lives.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think that was the
Like-
introduction to like, I mean, she was like the American dream.
Yeah.
And
Small
like,
town girl.
Yeah.
chunky
With a
highlights.
big
Right.
voice.
The
Yeah.
chunkiest
The
highlights.
chunkiest highlights, the lowest
vocals.
rise jeans, and the strongest
Yeah.
voice I've ever heard.
And
Yeah.
Justin Guarini didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. My
Against-
husband, Justin Guarini, went to the
No.
same high school as my husband.
No.
He's older than us, but
Okay.
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me that they were friends or something.
No, they're not.
No, I
They're
take it back. I love him.
But I do have something else to share that's pretty crazy too, that I often forget happened in my life. I was actually on American Idol. So I was. In 2010,
Oh my God.
I tried out for American Idol, and I made it 4 rounds on American Idol.
Danielle,
This is a true
that's
story, 100%.
crazy.
We'll have to play the.
I'm kinda
I don't have
jealous,
it played, but
but
I
you
have
gotta
to
Tell a lot more.
Yeah.
So when I watched your video, I'm like, wow, we just have so much in common, and I sometimes feel like you're not gonna believe me because everything you say, I'm like, no, but me too. Oh my God, I have a story about that. Like, they're gonna be like, this girl's making this up. I'm not making this up. I have proof for all the stuff that I'm talking about. Okay.
I need
So in 2010, I sang a lot. I have since retired from singing. I do not sing.
Bring it back.
But
Yeah, we gotta
they
bring
do have to bring it back
yeah.
at some point. My friends and I said we're gonna go try out for American Idol. Being just the person that I am, I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm glamming it up.
Yeah,
I'm
right,
putting clipping on the hair extensions.
Of
I'm
course.
getting the dress on, the heels, the eyelashes. My friends are like rolling up in t-shirts and shorts. They're like, okay, like we're gonna be extra about this. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, we're gonna do this.
Of
And
course.
I'll never forget, my friend Aaliyah's mom was like, you see, she's prepared. Aaliyah, she's gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. You see her? Look at her. You're not gonna
You
get
showed
it.
up as a star.
You know what?
Yeah.
I got it. So we go to the Izod Center, huge arena,
Oh my
which you
God.
had talked about in the podcast,
Yeah.
that it's right out of a Disney, Disney Channel original movie, right?
Yeah.
Or like, High School
Everyone's like
Musical, it's Glee.
harmonizing
It's-
online. Yeah.
yeah, you're like going to get a pretzel from the concession, and
Yeah.
people are literally giving runs about
So,
the
like, what are you
mustard.
singing? What are you singing?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
And everyone's singing Do you know?
No, what does everyone say?
I'll Be by Edwin McCain.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I feel like everyone's saying that. My first
said that this week.
I wish.
I would have literally died.
That or like
But-
Mercy.
That's what I say.
No, you're kidding me.
God. Actually, for the second and third round, not the
That's
first round.
crazy.
I swear on my life,
Yeah.
I sang Mercy.
Yeah.
Yes. So first round, anyway, we're gonna sing. My friend's singing I'll Be by Edwin McCain. She
Yep.
thought that was gonna be original. Everyone around us was singing that, and she's like, is this really happening? Yes. So we're waiting. We wait all day. I don't know how long you waited. We waited from like 5 o'clock in the morning till maybe 6 p.m. We finally sang.
Wow.
There were 17,000 people there, just there to try out. And we're all in the huge arena. It's like a big basketball
Yeah.
arena. And then they call your number down, and there's little booths in the middle of the basketball court. And there's a producer at each table, and they say, okay, you have 10 seconds, 10 seconds to sing. Sing, 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 sing. And because there's so many people, not everyone's getting to the next round, obviously, and only, let's say, a couple hundred are maybe gonna make it to the next round. And so when someone gets a yellow paper, the whole place is screaming. So my friends and I get put in separate booths to try out, and we sing, and then all of a sudden my friends hear screaming, cheering in the place, and they turn, and it's for me. I get the freaking paper. I sang for that round.
No,
I sang Ingrid Michaelson.
No.
Yeah, The Way I Am. Do you know that song?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yes.
It was an Ingrid Michaelson stamp.
Oh, I love her.
course.
I love her. She's supposed to perform at Carnegie Hall. Maybe we should go.
Oh my God, we
I just saw
I
that.
would love to go.
So that's what I sang. And I got to the next round. I had to fill out all this paperwork. I had to go back days later with my family, my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. We all went, and I met Ryan Seacrest, everything, and I did the next few rounds at Chelsea Piers. And what they don't show you is that it's many rounds. Well, it's actually 4 rounds before you get to the real judges.
Yep.
So I had sang for Simon Fuller, the creator of the show, on the American Idol logo, the whole thing. And he told me I was a little too cabaret. So I did Mercy. And you know what? I changed my song. I was gonna do Ingrid Michaelson for that round to just stick to my guns, but that was more my vibe of singing.
Yeah.
But he said, don't bore me, don't bore me. I changed.
And
I decided to sing Mercy, and then it got too showy maybe.
Yeah.
I got cut. But 4 rounds. I
4
have pictures,
rounds.
yes.
That's unbelievable. I didn't even
It's
make it
pretty
past the
crazy.
first little booth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they never
like,
showed me.
next.
They filmed me, but they never showed me.
Yeah.
The lost tapes.
It was
So long.
yeah.
They will. They might.
You could have been the next
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
Could have been. But it's just so
So
weird. It was
confusing.
such a part of my life. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to be a pop singer, but
Right.
no, I was always meant to be in the kitchen.
Oh,
Martha
yeah.
Stewart was my idol. I went to middle school quite often with a shirt that said Martha is my homegirl and had a drawn picture of Martha Stewart. My parents still have the shirt.
Wait,
Story of my life.
that's amazing.
She also looks like she's in jail. She's like very serious
Yeah,
in the picture, but I stand
Yeah.
for Martha.
That's my
Okay, so now we're going to put half the dry ingredients. If you want to just mix this by hand. We're gonna mix by hand here because when you mix a cake and there's flour involved, the more you mix it, the more the gluten's develop.
okay.
And when the gluten develops, that's when you get something that's too dense. We want some density for this, but not gummy. You know, we don't want rubbery.
Right.
So that's why we're going to mix it by hand. So now we're going to add the secret ingredient, sour cream. This is a half a cup of sour cream. We're gonna put half, mix it in, and then we're gonna put,
The weight.
we're just alternating.
That wet slab.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put a little more dry. We're just alternating it. You can do it in 2 or 3 installments.
Oh my god.
I don't know about you, but I still to this day, like when I use salt, I have to throw it over my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Do you do that?
That's
No,
my.
I will.
I mean, like, of course, like my mom always
Yeah.
made me do that, but it got really drilled in with practical magic. Now that
Oh.
we're nearing Halloween, that really became like a spell for me.
Yes.
I refuse to not.
How is your
That's
shoulder
great.
strength? Because that's actually
It's
that
struggling.
She's big.
I'm a
She's
fitness
big.
coach. Oh my god.
I have
Okay.
that's something else for me. I get a little self-conscious about it. I have really big arm muscles from baking.
I
You
wouldn't be
do have
self-conscious.
amazing arms.
No, but too big. I hate
No,
it.
they're not
No.
too big.
This is big.
Wait,
Wait, you're gonna punch me out. Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, they're
It's like-
big.
that's
they're
like
amazing.
feels
Yeah.
good for you.
This is just from baking. I don't lift. If I lift weights, it's 3 pounds just for like.
Should we just?
Yeah, I have to. I'm gonna
Sorry.
quit Andrew's gym.
Just come to the bakery. All we do is lift 50-pound bags of things, so that's how you get fit.
Wow.
This is thick.
That's very
Should we taste it?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah. And you get a little bit of that coffee, but when it's all together, it'll just feel like rich chocolate.
That's the best thing ever.
That's I don't want to make it.
I'm sorry to feel bad about that statement though, because like
We say
you
that
say it
about
about everything.
No,
Is
we're
it
like,
true?
It's always true.
It's always about me, so I guess
Yes.
And like the experience continues to get elevated each time.
Right.
It's always the most
Yeah.
something.
Watch my
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. We're going to now put the cake batter in the pan and then bake it a little bit, take it out, then put the crumbs on just so they don't completely sink, and then bake the rest. And also, I don't like when the crumbs are too dry. It still needs to have that doughiness a little bit. I was thinking
Slap it.
we should make 2 small maybe so that you could take one home
Oh
and
my
share.
god. I also on the
This
way
feels
here,
so Long
you know
Island,
for a
too.
fact that on the way here, Andrew was like, I really hope we're taking one.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, I
What
want
do you
doubling
think
the
I am?
recipe.
I'll probably honestly give you both, but we're gonna spray with ham because we love a little chemical.
Yeah.
Of course. You know
I
us.
know that.
Because I want you to feel at home,
Yeah,
like
so
with the
yes.
gas. You had a gas leak for a
Yeah.
while. This
A
just
year,
brings
yeah.
some of that essence. Now we're going to equally distribute the
No, I
batter.
can't even look
Yeah,
at
no.
that.
Why is it?
The sun.
We're really sick. It's really that sexy.
Yeah.
And the oven is preheated to 350. Always want to have a preheated oven so that everything bakes evenly. Offsets that.
Is this correct?
Absolutely. Just keep it.
Is it gonna be like a thin layer?
Yeah, it'll be pretty thin.
It's
It will rise.
Right.
And also, we don't want it too thick. Remember,
It
we want
smells
crumbs.
so good.
It smells like kind of brownie-ish.
Yeah, it does.
Growing up in an Italian household, Long Island Italian household, what were your favorite dishes to eat? And you know, what were
I mean,
kind
you
of
have me
go-to
top of
dishes?
mind right now with pastina. I know that's
Yeah.
like my mom would freak out if she heard me say that as the answer, but like
Especially when you're sick.
yeah,
I
it
always
just
had it
is, and like that just does make me feel so at home and like so cozy. I woke up this morning and smelled sauteed garlic, and that's actually
Is
like
there anything better?
no, it's the best feeling in the entire world.
Yeah.
My advice.
Oh,
Please eat it.
yeah.
Please, like. He went right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Before we put the cakes in the oven, I totally forgot. I put it in the oven. I took it out for a second. So sue me. All right. I've got some peanut butter. Now, what was your peanut butter of choice growing up?
Skippy.
Yeah.
Skippy.
Yeah, period.
Skippy
My
cream.
mom liked Peter Pan though.
I never had Peter Pan.
Very good.
I know.
Very
yeah.
good. Chunky or smooth?
Smooth.
Smooth.
I've evolved into a chunk, but
Yeah.
I appreciate the chunk.
the
Yeah.
But
smooth
more times than not, I
Skippy
need
is one of
smooth.
the best. And like I understand that like we all are having like our all natural peanut butter now.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but nothing will ever compare to Skippy peanut butter.
No.
So this is Skippy. I put it in the microwave a little bit just so that it thins out slightly. Now I'm just going to kind of drizzle. Just gonna drizzle it in a little bit.
No, like the way that like my mouth is like salivating.
And don't
is-
be shy. Like, don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Like, I'd say a good, like, 3/4 of a cup or so. Now we're going to just
Swirl.
we're gonna swirl it just a little bit. So I'm gonna have you guys do this. Just kind of give me a little bit.
I sucked that one dry before.
Okay. And don't go all the way to the bottom necessarily, but just, yeah, a little swirly swirl.
It's beautiful.
Thank you guys.
Looks great. Stunning,
Wow, it
stunning,
is
Stunning. Joe,
Oh.
yours is like really
Okay,
good.
Picasso.
I know, like wow.
Wow, that's
Thanks,
beautiful.
guys.
Whoa.
Stunning,
Thank
stunning,
you so
stunning.
much.
So we popped the cakes in the oven on 350 for about 15 minutes. It's kind of gonna set a little bit, and so while we're baking that, we'll make the crumbs, and then we'll top it with the crumbs, just so they don't sink in. That's why we bake it a little bit now, and then we'll finish the baking. Should bake about 30 minutes in total.
Amazing.
All right, crumb time.
Crumbs.
Here we go. 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Sometimes I use cake flour for this too. Either one. I think the average person has all-purpose on hand. So we're gonna go with all-purpose for this today. To the all-purpose flour, we need sugar. So this is quite a lot of sugar, but we're making a cake. Like when people are like, wow, sugar, I'm like,
Sugar.
are we making a salad? I didn't know.
Yeah.
We're making a cake.
How much?
1 1/4 cups. Cocoa powder. This is a little more than 1/3 of a cup, like 1/3 of a cup and 2 tablespoons. And then I always like to put in just a little bit of salt, just to balance. This is just like a little dash, just a pinch. But first, let's just whisk this together. So somebody just that a little
I
whiskey.
got it. I'll get
So
that.
you're all about the
break.
crumbs? Yeah, please.
No, I'm like scared. I
No,
really think I have
that's
real
right.
performance anxiety when it comes to cooking and baking.
I think that is a lot of it. It takes practice and it
Like
takes.
that really ruined my
You just
day.
need to build confidence, and I think
I have
having
no
confidence helps you succeed in the kitchen. So we got to incorporate the butter. This is 2 sticks of melted butter. I know, Janice out there who's probably like the butter, the
And the
butter.
sugar.
That means take a fork, because if you whisk this or you mix it too rigorously, it's going to become a paste,
Okay.
and the glutens will develop again. As we talked, those damn glutens. We don't want it to be tough.
Yeah.
You don't want like a hard, brittle crumb. So we're going to kind of toss this together.
Oh my god.
So just
we have a
kind of
severe love
toss.
for food, and
Yeah.
it's like that's what I'm realizing. Like no man can replace.
No,
what
that, but
this
I
can
just
do
saw,
for
yeah.
me.
Right.
No, like I could stare at this for hours.
It's good stuff. Smell.
Oh, no, I smell.
Let me smell.
Butter. So we just want to incorporate it. We're using a fork. We're kind of twirling the bowl
Yeah.
and just moistening
Moistening.
the crumbs.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was amazing.
There's the crumbs.
Yeah.
And you can kind of squish it if it feels like it's like a dough almost, then that's good. If it feels too dry and it's just falling apart, add a little more butter. And then we'll wait for the cake to come out after that first baking round. We'll top it with the crumbs. I'll show you a trick for that. And then we'll continue to bake it. We might even make a little chocolate drizzle. So here is the strategy with the crumbs. We're going to go on the perimeter first, because we're gonna distribute the weight a certain way where the cake isn't gonna sink. So you start on the edges first.
I am obsessed with the amount of crumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go.
It's a thick crumb.
It's thick. Going on the edge first, and then we can sort of fill in. And you can kind of squeeze the crumbs a bit to make thicker crumbs if you want. All right, so now
Are you sure?
You.
Joe.
I can't handle this pressure.
Thank you.
no, it's gonna be great.
It's too much for me.
So we're going on the outside.
Yep. And it's okay to have some big guys there. You like
All right.
the chunky.
I do like a chunky.
More paper towels in this joint. That's another thing about Long Island. We use excess paper towels. Is that right?
Yeah.
We love the paper towel.
Yeah.
Our apartment is
My friends from
insane.
other states always like bring that to my attention.
To the
That
point where we have none, right? Like
Right.
we haven't had it yet, I would say, in a couple of weeks. Because we just like run out and then we're two of the laziest people.
right, then you don't want to buy.
We're like, okay.
You know what we need to get you though is a bidet. And I'm gonna say it. Do you have?
So
I don't see it in that one.
I don't have it here,
No
but in my
judge,
childhood
yeah.
home,
You
we
have one.
always had a bidet. We have a bidet. When we built my childhood home from scratch. My parents, it was their vision. We had a bidet.
All right.
So
now we're gonna get you
incredible.
I need, yeah.
Put it from
Yeah,
here.
sorry, we went a
That's
little
okay.
aggressive here.
As I'm doing this, I'm like,
As
get
we're
you a
chopping.
bidet.
We need to get you a bidet. Back in the oven, I'm just gonna start it at about 10 minutes. You just want it until the toothpick comes out clean. You just don't want to overcook it either, but I'd say probably a good 15 minutes this will take. The cake baked for 15 minutes without the crumbs, then we put the crumbs on. We baked it for another about 12 to 15 minutes, just until it comes out clean, a little toothpick in the center. The cake baked for 15 minutes without the crumbs, then we put the crumbs on. We baked it for another about 12 to 15 minutes, just until it comes out clean, a little toothpick in the center. The crumbs are also set. You can feel they're a little bit drier. You want them to, they're still gonna be crumbly, but you don't want it to just like fly off when you cut it. But we have to take it to another level, right? You can't just leave it like this.
No.
So now we're going to do a little chocolate drizzle, and then we're gonna chop up some Reese's because it's a peanut butter chocolate crumb cake, and we want people to know there's peanut butter in there.
Right. You can never have too much peanut butter.
No.
You're so right.
When people are don't like peanut butter, I've heard, there are a few people that I've encountered that don't like peanut butter,
No.
and I do have to think like maybe you're not a good person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was raised with an anti-chocolate, anti-peanut butter sister. It's sick.
Wait, what?
And they're so
Yeah.
close.
What
Yeah.
is she?
Yeah, we
What
do so
does she
sweet.
like? What is her thing?
White chocolate.
White
No.
Yeah, no, it's white
Oh,
chocolate.
no.
Yeah.
It's white
Yeah.
chocolate.
All right.
Uh-huh.
It's really
So we're
unfortunate.
just gonna leave it there.
All right.
Amazing
Let's
for
see.
on Easter. I'm getting both bunnies. Like I luck
What?
out in that
Yeah.
situation. But
True.
I mean, ethically and morally, there's some key differences.
Yeah. So we have the Halloween pumpkin Reese's, which are the best. We've decided are the best. You want to give this a little go? We're just going to do a rough chop. And then over here, Joe, you can help me. I just have some semi-sweet chocolate chips that I melted. And we're just going to give this a little drizzle, and that'll help the peanut butter cups adhere to the crumb cake. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is where you can go Jackson Pollock on it if you want. A little drizzle, just get some on there. You know, you don't want to go too ham where it's really covered.
I just did it.
So you're gonna keep both feet flat on the floor. Okay, because I used to do that too. I was like dancing around like when I was in culinary school, and then they said be more firm, flat-footed on the floor, and then chop, and you'll have a little bit more control.
Oh my god!
Look at that control, you guys.
Wait, I love seeing Andrew learn kitchen tricks, like because it benefits me in the long run as he cooks me every meal.
It also is refreshing using like an actual like chef's knife that like is cutting things.
Yeah, I think people also are afraid of big knives and chef's knives like this, but you are less likely to cut yourself if you have the proper knife. Because it's sharp, it's gonna cut through, you're not gonna slip. I think if you just have some confidence and control behind that knife, watch your fingers of course, having a better sharp, larger knife is better. My mom cuts everything with a paring knife, makes me sweat.
We're knife and dishwasher kind of people.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
No, it's okay.
That's not right. Andrew, come on.
Now, look at this. Meaty, delicious. We're just gonna crumble a little bit on top.
Oh my god.
Feel free to get in there if you want.
Yeah, I want to get in there for sure.
Also, I have something, I know that Andrew and I are the same person, but you and I, Joe, also have a lot in common.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And something that really stuck with me was that I too was a child that went to speech therapy.
Oh my god.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
So.
So much in common. What was your
I had
main issue?
a tongue thrust.
I think I did too.
I think I probably still do.
So it meant like my tongue was like hanging out of my mouth.
Yeah. Wait, and you also, like, the anxiety you talked about, like, I think that we probably have a lot in common in that way.
And people think, wow, so confident.
Right. You can work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, what's happening in my head? No, it wasn't even how I spoke. It was just like when I was sitting in a relaxed state, my tongue was just chilling out.
Always?
Because the dogs.
The dogs have no teeth, and it's just like, that was me. We have lots of photos to prove it.
Oh.
So I didn't, so my mom was like, you gotta go to speech therapy. So this is back to me being a middle-aged woman. I was like probably 7. I became best friends with this speech therapist. Yeah. I went to Ann Gordon speech therapy. Did you go there?
Oh, no, I went to school. I also went to Andrew's mom at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I went to like a special place after school and they would like make me put Cheerios at the top of my roof of my mouth.
I cough. I did that.
You probably did, and it strengthened the tongue muscles. Well, let me tell you, this sounds bad, but my tongue's never been stronger, right?
Yeah.
The taste buds.
Yeah.
But let it cool till the chocolate sets. Then we give it a little zhuzh.
Okay. Smack it.
A little zhuzh of powdered sugar, just a little bit, because that's taking it to deli counter, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I can't.
All right. We're gonna cut in the big reveal. The first piece is always a little hard to get out, but we're gonna do the best we can.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean,
that looks.
Get in there. Look at that. We've got nice chunky crumbs. We've got look at the peanut butter layers in between. Moist cake, subtly dense.
Subtly dense.
Yeah.
Crispy a little bit the crumbs, but still tender. We gotta dig in.
No, I need to get it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let's see. You know what? It's not overly sweet, even though there's a lot of sugar.
Danielle. No.
I think we should just say that it is.
The best thing I ever had. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
Oh my
You
god.
get the dark chocolate, you get the peanut butter, and when the peanut butter is cooked, it gets like nuttier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too sweet at all. It's perfect.
It's the
Yeah, it's not too sweet.
perfect combination of flavors.
Get in there.
Yeah.
And like I said, you gotta let it cool a little bit more, then it won't crumble as much. But
Oh my
This is a
god.
new staple.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is a new shape we're going to make all the time.
Yeah, I know.
you have to try I also do the Entenmann style regular New York crumb cake, just the kind of yellow cake with the regular crumbs, cinnamon crumbs.
Yeah.
That one's one of my best recipes for sure.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
It
so
really
glad.
is.
And it wasn't that hard to do.
No, you can do it. I feel like you can do it
cracked
on your
2
own.
eggs.
You did a
Three.
few
You
other
were 3 eggs.
Yeah.
3 eggs.
And you like
And I did that.
Whisks and stuff.
So
You did.
I guess anyone can do it. You know, that's really what I've learned.
If good children could do
Wow.
it, you could do it.
you can do it.
But tell me, I mean, I guess before we just come to a conclusion here, what do you have to say to the people? Do you have any questions?
Oh my god.
Any pressing conversation topics that you want to bring up?
It's a really good question. Like, suddenly my
good
mind
question.
goes blank.
Also, the mailman's here and it's Sunday. That's weird.
Oh my
Give him a day off. You know
Why?
what I mean?
Why? Why is he here?
What's going on?
He wants some crumb cake.
Oh,
He smelled the crumb.
yeah.
He's like, oh, is it Sunday? I thought.
Again, my main question that came in was I didn't know that crumb cake was a Long Island specialty.
Yeah, I just think that we knew it as the norm.
Yeah.
But when you leave this state or Long Island, and then I think New York City still does it too, but I think, yeah, it's just such a tri-state area thing, but really so specifically Long Island for sure. It's just
Yeah.
something we always had.
Yeah, it's like
Whether it
it's
was,
always there.
again, at the deli counter, at the bagel place, or at grandma's house in an Entenmann box.
Of course,
You
yeah.
had the crumb cake.
Yeah. But this is a true take on it that I'm obsessed with. Like this takes it to a new
Next
level.
level. Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so
Which is what
glad.
I honestly feel like everything you do does. Like it's
Oh, that's
another
a good
level.
mix.
That's it. We take the classics, we make it just one step better.
Yes.
Just one step
And
better.
that's life. Take it to the next level.
That's it.
And that's the
That's what we
hungry
say.
goal.
That's the hungry. And that's the nominista way.
That's
Yeah.
the way.
And there's no Mista in all of us.
Yep.
There is. You just have to
Truly.
dig down and do it and open up a box of butter and you'll find
Yeah. Wow.
Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Truly.
This was another episode of Gnome at Home, and I am Gnome at Home with these spectacular guests, Joe and Andrew. Be sure to follow them at Good Children, the best podcast, the most entertaining podcast. You don't want to miss it. Start at episode 1 and just enjoy every minute. You're gonna fly through them. It's the best. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
I
much.
feel
This
like
is the best way to spend a Sunday.
I just
It
need
is.
2 more family members. I need
Yeah.
friends.
Oh yeah,
family
no, this
members.
is family.
Yeah.
This is a family.
When you served us that platter of food for lunch, that was immediate
Once
family.
the Italian sandwiches came out,
We knew.
we knew that was it. They were home.
Oh
so
my
come back
God.
soon. We'll do something
will.
else. I feel like next time we gotta go like rollatini or
Yeah,
something.
oh,
or
yeah,
rollatini,
you're right.
something like that.
Make a
Absolutely.
sauce.
So we'll make a sauce.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.